Alright, I just removed the old low pressure side lines that go to the reservoir and the power steering pump, because this is going to go in replace of it. It should go to the rack, and then the other end goes to the pump. So this bottom bolt is a banjo bolt. That's the factory, the way it was set up. The Driftmotion line I got in my hand, I just showed you, will go here. And then the other side, I pulled that line out. It was just a nut and a hard line. And there's a, I can't tell you the thread pitch, I don't remember, but it converts it to a 6 AN. Instead of those, I pulled those lines out. Because they have this, I don't want the clamp. I don't want the clamp style. They leak. They always leak. Especially power steering fluid. It just finds its way to bleed out. Yeah, here's the factory fitting that the Driftmotion replaces. So it's this. I guess I don't know if it matters what end. It looks equally the same. I think it's this. I'll figure it out. It looks, I don't think it really matters what end goes where, but one end goes into the rack, and then on the JZ, power steering being on American driver left hand side, this will replace right here. It'll replace this banjo hard line, so this will go in there and then go down to the rack. And then I got to buy either the Chase bays or PHR adapter from here to convert this to AN, and I believe it needs to be at least a 10 AN. This is the suction port, and the return is fine being the 6 AN. It'll go from the reservoir down to the rack, or if you're going to run a cooler, you run it through a cooler and then return. Well, that's how I'm going with this. It's probably possible to reuse this and then flip it over and put it over there somehow. I know the battery's in the way. I'm not relocating my battery. I'm trying to keep it like sort of original. Plus I like the cargo space in this car. With the seats down, if I had to put something large in the back. Yeah, things are moving along. I'm so glad I got those end links out of the sway bar. I need to order the tie rod tool. It's like that long socket. It's like a long hollow tube, and then it's got, you get these little keepers. They look like keepers. They're like C's. They're different size, like basically like a wrench piece that locks into it. So you can get a hold of the flat spot that's on your outer or your inner tie rod. Take that off. And then I need to order I want to get the band clamping tool to properly, when I get a new boot, replace the boot and clamp that. Just, I think it's better than these worm gear style like hose clamps. Yeah, so that's what I gotta do. There's a little bit I gotta do before this goes back in. Just like I still have to weld the oil pan. Where's it at? Like right here. It got cracked, and I'm hoping the pickup tube is not damaged. I don't really know where it's at on a JZ in reference to where this pan is, but it's just, I know it was from them. It's kind of fresh looking. I know it was when they were moving this engine around from Japan to get it on the boat and so forth. They got damaged, but it's a steel pan. I could spend the $160 and get a replacement, but why when I have very capable welding machines? And I'm decent at welding, so I'm just gonna weld it up from the inside. Plus it's bent, so I'm gonna smack it back out, get the dent out of it, and then weld it. Something I noticed that was pretty cool. It looks like, I thought it was a factory radiator, and maybe it is, but it's a Koyo rad, so it's pretty neat. This is for an auto. That's why it's got these two lines at the bottom for the transmission fluid. I think I can use it though for a manual swap. I don't think I have to do anything with these lines, just take them out. I'm not even sure how that runs into the radiator and cools it. I have no idea. Unless it's only like a certain place how that works. It's pretty neat to see though. This I think is the JZ. No, this is the factory US 91 or newer, I believe. Gets the plastic one. I still got 2 of the old metal ones. That say Toyota, like spelled kind of funny, like TOYODA. I would like to use that and just weld AN fittings on that. But I don't know what type of metal that is. I guess it might be steel or some type of alloy. So I gotta put these bushings in. Yeah, a little bit of work to do. And then I can't forget, but I'm pretty sure this was a digital dash R154 because this is the Speedo and it's electric, so I got to remove that. It'll just be easier to take it out now. And then this old school C's short throw shifter, I was told to be very careful when you take this apart because there's like detents and springs and stuff, and pay attention on how it goes back together. Because there's the information out there is probably lost in time. It was like really old school design in the 90s, I think. I mean, it's take it out that way maybe, or I don't know. I've never taken one of these off. I don't know exactly what that's called. The assembly on the rear turret might be better because it's physically not going to go in the car with the shifter on it. And I would like to use it. And this transmission is probably in a better condition than my other R154. I believe this right here is rear or reverse. When you put it in reverse, it sends I think it grounds out for your reverse lights to come on. That's it. I think there's only two wires here. Well, this isn't even supposed to be there. I mean, mechanically, the R154 is simple. And I got 2 of them, so maybe like, I don't know. I want to take one of them apart and maybe go dog box straight cut gears. This is different too. What? This is on the opposite side. I'm gonna have to look this stuff up. Yeah, because the Speedo goes over here. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's for ABS? I don't know. What does it say? Oh yeah, it says sensor skid control. And the other one I don't think has that. It's different. No, it's just a plug. This A340 was working just fine, this auto trans. It's probably valuable to somebody. I mean, ATF makes stage 4 transmissions, but I don't have the computer to run it. Some guys will run them, but yeah, they make, I think they're 1,000 horsepower capable with the ATF internal upgrades. I might sell it. It's probably gonna be better if I just part this 7M GTE engine out than trying to. So I think the GE harness, like this factory harness, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not been cut or messed with, and the car was running. Just had the bad rod bearing. But this looks like a GE, but it's not. This is a 7M GTE engine, but I put the GE intake manifold and the valve covers to get it in the distributor in the car, and it actually started and ran, but it spun that rod bearing. I was messing with the rod bearings, inspecting them, and I should have just put new ones in. I think that's why it spun it. But the damage shouldn't even be bad. It was just enough to start the car. That's all right. I'm glad I went the 1JZ route. This freaking car is gonna be awesome. just reliable. I was upset when I bought this because I didn't realize how expensive they were. It was just $500. I got it on Summit Racing. This alternator is the like a 2004 Sequoia 150 amp replacement belt tensioner. That's a replacement because mine was damaged. This was all rusty and it had a dent in it, and I was like, there's no way I'm running that. And then the AC compressor, just something I bought on Amazon. It may give me problems, I don't know. So just learning as I go. And then I got the ECU master knock sensors already installed. Those get torqued to 11 foot-pounds. That's very important. Another important thing is, if you ever paint your engine block, don't paint over the surface area that this makes contact with, because it can throw off the harmonics for the sensor to work correctly. And then a 2JZ water pump. You have to have that to get rid of the hydro pump. But something that it didn't come with was this upper neck gasket. I had to buy that from Toyota. I just went to the dealer, ordered it, and picked it up a few days later. And then it's got a Mishimoto lower coolant thermostat in it. And then these plugs are on here for now. I think they ran for the twins. I think this one in the back runs to the twin turbo. I think these ran to the twin. One of these do. I don't remember, but yeah. And then I got plugs in here. I found them on Amazon. They're stainless steel. Obviously this one will come out and be used for the turbo, but I covered it because I didn't want to get, debris inside the engine. And this is Driftmotion's 10AN billet adapter. It's very nice. And it's got an O-ring behind it. But yeah, there's two supply, which you could use, maybe the rear one for oil pressure or something like that. And then nobody really knows what these plugs are for. Some people do, and I guess they're just to service and drain the coolant out of the jacket inside the block. But there's no point to remove that or ever mess with it. I just painted it red. I don't know, it's Toyota's red. And then I did that in white out. It's like, why not? Nobody would probably ever see it, but then the adapter. So this braided line is bought from Driftmotion, and then that's the 7M oil pressure sending unit sensor to get this to work on the factory gauge. And I just threw it over here so it's out of the way, and it seemed like a decent spot to put it. So my harness is made. It should be in a good enough spot for the harness to connect to it. I'm gonna keep the factory cooler for now. Oil changes might kind of suck, but. And then this is kind of cool. This Momo oil filter from Japan. They didn't put it on tight. That's good. They knew what they were doing. These people put these on ridiculously tight for no reason. This is a sensor that's not being used. There's no need to mess with it. That's a low oil pressure sensor. And then you only use one. There's two cam sensors. You only use the rear or whatever, whoever's making your harness. You only need one for a standalone ECU. You don't need two of them. Just letting these drain. I already got fluid underneath the car. It's always a mess when you're working on a car. All right, I'm gonna make some more videos for you guys, try to keep you updated. I'm off Wednesdays and Thursdays currently with my job, and I work second shift, so I try to get out here as I can and do something on the car. But it's gonna be nice. Like, I haven't decided what wheels I want to buy for the car. I definitely want 5 spokes. I was kind of thinking of those Mustang Cobra R replicas. Those look pretty sweet. And they're 10.5-inch wide wheels for the back. So I want at least a 275 out back. It's gonna be offset like a 9.5 in the front size wheel. And then I gotta call Weir. I don't know why you can't order from their website, but I need to get that solid pinion spacer upgrade, and I want their stage 2 or whatever. I'll talk to the guy to help me decide what stiffer spring to put in here for my goals. But yeah, it's all radium, ID injectors. Like, everything's coming together. Just a slow process when you're by yourself. But I got the Mark 4 Supra rotors for the rear, and I got Fred's adapter bracket to run Lexus, I think they're LS430 rear 2-piston calipers. Fred from Poor Man Mods, I've been watching his channel for years. And then the front, I got the big Brembos that are in that cabinet over there. They're brand new, rebuildable. Well, they're rebuilt from AutoZone. It's funny, they brand them as Duralast. Oh, here's an old school HKS wastegate. Yeah, they're in here. These 4 pistons. They're 4-piston Brembos. Yeah, the brakes are gonna get upgraded. And then it uses like 350Z rotors on the front. Mercedes S500 brake calipers, and then you got to buy the Mercedes bolts. I think you do anyways. I bought them just in case they go to the calipers. Fortune Auto 500 suspension. I can't remember which. They're $2,100. I mean, everybody goes with BC Racing. I wanted something just a little better, and I don't want to be like everybody else. But those are the ones I got in the basement. I bought those a couple years ago. And then I got the White Line Racing sway bar kit. And then I did it. I spent, if you buy everything from Techno Toy Tuning, it's like $1,200 for the Mark III. But yeah, so like all the links will be replaced. And I got the billet steel lower. So I got all the links to the camber, the toe, traction, whatever. All of them are getting replaced, and they're all like billet aluminum. They're very freaking nice. Anodized gold. Those will go on. Yeah, I haven't touched the rear of this car yet. I gotta drop this tank. Should be easy, because dang, this is nice. It's like not even rotted. Usually the rubber is like hard or something. It's like soft. And the drain plug. Drain the old fuel out. I think it's 3/8 drive. Yeah, I gotta drop the tank and put in the Hellcat fuel pump. But yeah, like the car is gonna be like I ordered drivetrain, brakes, and suspension before I even ordered any engine parts, because I want the car to be solid on the road and safe. It should handle better. There was a lot of body roll in these Mark IIIs. And then lastly, when it's all running, it's tuned, and I get a season out of it, then like the next year I'll focus on cosmetics, like getting this properly, everything addressed on the car, exterior wise. I just want to enjoy the car. My mom's getting sick. My goal is to take her for a ride in it. I don't want nothing to happen to her, but she's on dialysis, and my mom and dad aren't getting any younger, and she would love to see me have this car done. So I want to take her for a ride in it. Not to scare her. But yeah, just a nice ride. Like, she knows how much I love these cars. I've had this car, not this specific one, but this is my very first car was an '89 Mark III turbo. But yeah, like I've been, and those 20 years, like I've been in and around these cars, the early years. So I've watched how like the parts, the aftermarket for these cars has changed over the years and gotten better, especially the electronic side, like the standalones, and we're not using those piggyback controllers anymore, the Apexi SFCs or whatever. It's just and then those Techno Toy Tuning links, those are sweet. That's gonna like be great for adjusting the rear end to help this car hook, because that's a problem. Like Supras, I don't know about the Mark IV, but I know the Mark IIIs are just hard to lay the rear down to hook up. The tire technology has gotten better too, though, so I'll have to do some research and find out what kind of tires are run. I want a good road tire, not a full slick. And then like anywhere from 275 to like 305, I think is my sizing that I want to go with for the rear. And then I could get Inky RPF 1s, but I don't like the way they look. I think this car would look right with a 5-spoke. Like if Inky made a 5-spoke RPF 1, just call it RPF 5 or whatever, that would be great, because they're the lightest. I think they're lightest wheels on the market, and they're just great, like durable. They're tried and true proven. But yeah, wheel fitment, I gotta figure that out, because I can't even install my brakes until I get wheels, because it's just not gonna. These are 16s, whatever was on the car when I bought it. They're just Koenigs. But yeah, I need some like at least 17s. And then Fred just comes out with a new mod bracket he made to put, I think, LS 460 brake calipers, which are bigger than the Mercedes S500s. And I haven't even installed mine yet, so maybe I'll sell those. I don't know yet. I don't know. But if I actually I don't want to go 18s. You got to run 18-inch wheels. I'm not trying to do that. I think 17s is like the sweet spot for a Mark III. 18s do look okay, but I just think 17 is just right for these cars because of the wheel well size. It just, you can tell somebody who has an 18, it's just slightly out of place. It just looks, 17 looks perfect. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do to this car still, but we're getting it done. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm going to keep making these videos for you guys. Take care.